Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Alma College Basketball live on 104.9 WQBX, online at WQBX.biz, presented by Alma College. Tonight, from the Art Smith Arena, it's the MIAA opener between the Alma Scouts and the Kalamazoo Hornets. I'm Jeff Somerville, Topher Goggin alongside as always as we welcome you into the Mercantile Bank Scouts pregame show. And the MIAA opener for these two squads. Scouts coming off their first win of the season. What can we expect here tonight?
Well, first of all, long time no see for the Art Smith Arena for the Alma Scouts is what we can expect. That they finally get to come home and play a game on this floor for the first time since the opening game back in November. Non-conference gauntlet has been everything it was expected to be testing the Alma Scouts. They finally get that victory over the weekend against St. Scholastica, the tongue-twister school out of Duluth, Minnesota. Alma getting that win to move to 1-10 on the year, an 0-10 start against a schedule ranked by some as the toughest in the country, the NCAA, listed as the fifth toughest schedule out of 427 teams in Division III. That's what Alma has faced. It gets a little easier from here. Project out the remainder of Alma's schedule. By the end of the year, they ought to finish out at about 118th toughest in the country. So the toughest part has been completed. But at the same time, a long ways to go. Kalamazoo comes in 3-8, but off a much weaker schedule. So the Hornets have a little bit more to offer in terms of wins, but not a whole lot in terms of a resume. They won their first two to get things started, lost 8 in a row themselves. Also coming off a victory though against Berlin, but that was back on December 20th. So it's been 2 weeks since the Hornets have played. They are really trying to find their starting lineup. They're going to mix things up a little bit as they have over the last couple of games. Greg Thompson gets his third start in the last quarter. Shekel will be in the starting lineup. He started in their victory, played 16 minutes, but did not score during that time. But he will start again. That will leave Kalamazoo with some substantial weapons coming off the bench. Jannard Smith scored 22 against Bluffton. Has had a number of games up in that double-digit range. They've slowed down a little bit, but he's a threat off the bench, as is Bass Ollie, the 6'3", sort of hybrid guard forward sophomore. He's coming in off of games where he had 11 rebounds against Concordia Chicago early on, 10 points against Center College, 13 against Spring Arbor not that long ago. So it's a little bit deeper of a Kalamazoo unit, but a team that is prone to some substantial shooting slumps. That's something that the Scots need to take advantage of. A team that doesn't make a lot of threes, but likes to take a lot of threes, shooting under 30% from long range. We talked to Scots assistant coach Charlie Goffman earlier tonight. He said the Scots plan to run their zone, and they're hoping that they can get some long rebounds and quickly out in transition. They want to run tonight. The Scots have settled in a little bit in terms of their starting lineup. The two leading scorers are the two new faces, Kyle Woodruff and Cole Cliver. Cliver, the freshman, Woodruff, the junior transfer from Marietta. Both those guys with games over 30 points at some point along the way. Cliver did it with 35 against highly ranked Wisconsin Whitewater. Woodruff had 33 in the second game of the year against Illinois Wesleyan. They'll be joined by Ryan Stevens, of course, the mainstay in the backcourt, who is 7th in the NCAA in assists, averaging over 6 assists per game. He was 7th in the country in assists last year as well, so he will try to continue his great play in the backcourt. Stephen Harvey has kind of adjusted into a new role this year as almost a power forward. He's somebody who shot over 50% from three-point range as a freshman, was second in the league in three-point shooting again last year, but now transitions down to the paint where he's averaging 5 rebounds to go with 10 points per game. He's been playing really well lately as well. And then you add to those guys Kevin Gamble, the true post presence at 6'8". He, of course, is somebody who is not afraid to wander out on the perimeter himself. He took 9 threes against Illinois Wesleyan, made 3 on 3 different occasions. This is the start to conference play, which is, of course, exceptionally important with the new format of the MIAA tournament, expanding that format to 6 teams this year. Just keep yourself afloat in the early going into these games if you can. Alma got a pair of victories against Kalamazoo last year. Dominant victory down in Kalamazoo early in the season. That was 78-43. Really holds Kalamazoo in check. A closer game here at the Arch. lineup being introduced here at the Art Smith Arena. Alma and Kalamazoo getting their MIAA seasons underway here. Wisconsin 1 10, trying to get things rolling in conference play, though. That was, of course, the game plan all along. Go through this non-conference schedule that face 6 different opponents ranked in the top 25. Kalamazoo comes in pregame playing a much weaker schedule, only number 281, first ranked schedule in the opponent. So kind of middle of the road. Under third-year head coach Jason, of course, that's a familiar name to fans of college basketball around the state of Michigan. Jason, the leading scorer in high school basketball in the history of the state of Michigan. 1,841 points back in his days at Iowa High School. Played college ball at Bowling and Saginaw Valley before going on being an assistant coach at the University of Michigan during the Fab 5 era, going on to head coach of job at Grand Valley in Michigan. Recently spent 8 years at Detroit Mercy before taking over at the helm of the Hornets. A somewhat poignant night at the beginning of prostate cancer awareness. Fundraiser going on this season here at the Arts. Jason was diagnosed with prostate cancer down track to his team over some time. Coach quite hale and hearty out there right now. Happy so that he got his team ready to go. Starters, we already told you about the Scott starters. Let's quickly go through that lineup for Kalamazoo. Carolina Smith, a 6'3" sophomore guard. Tanner Wiley, 6'3" junior guard. Had 24 against Alma last year. Ben Ryder, a 6'6" junior. Greg Thompson, 6'8" freshman center out of Fort Wayne. Getting his first start last year. He will be out there to cover up in the game. Varsity game tonight. Weeknight game. Kalamazoo also scoring off the basketball starting right about now. They're trying to keep it on that as things go along. Kalamazoo goes on the tapped up. Get back to Wiley. Head down right
substitution there, looking for Cliver, and throws it right into the bleachers. So both teams sloppy here in the early going. 2.5 minutes into this one, neither team sniffing points. And the ball lost in the bleachers, finally run down. No pressure from Alma. They will sit back half court. Neither team has substituted. We're about 2.5 minutes into the action here. Jeremiah Vincent, who went over the 20-point mark in both of Kalamazoo's season opening wins, including 29 against Concordia Chicago. He's got it over on the left side, looks underneath, now comes outside Wiley into the foul line, where Shekel will turn. Might have traveled with it. He stumbled a little bit, now goes in, spins, and throws up a round over the top of Gamble. It bounces around. Gamble at 6'8" will pull down the rebound. Right to Harvey. Kalamazoo does well to get back defensively. Now Cliver from the top of the key. Hands it off. Stevens to his right. Still a scoreless game as Stevens now drives in, gets inside Shekel, but has to pass it back out. Curtis Stevens getting deep into the shot clock, down to 7, and it'll be Woodruff for the three-point try. Off balance with Wiley's hand in his face, and Woodruff hits it. Finally gets the teams off zeros. It's 3-0 Alma. Kyle Woodruff, who had 33 earlier this season with the first points of the game. Kalamazoo looks for an answer as Wiley rotates it to the right. This will be Ryder for 3. Wade long on that one. And the cold Kalamazoo shooting. Stevens, no look pass in the left side, sets up Harvey for a 3. That rolls off the long side of the rim, long. And a foul on the rebound that's going to go against Gamble over the top. .16:06 to play in the first half. 3-0 Alma is all. Team's really struggling to find offense. Merritt Heyman, sophomore out of Montague, checks in. And the Scots will substitute, bring Amari Hudson in. He did not get into Scots game action until just 2 games ago against St. Norbert. Hudson was a solid player last season, career high against Kalamazoo with 11. And just getting back into the action now, his 3rd appearance of the year. Scott still in the zone with the 3-0 lead as we welcome Jeff Somerville back into headset land after working on some technical issues for the video stream. 3-point try, and it's good from Vincent, who equalizes the score at 3. Stevens will bring it up for Alma. Under 16 minutes to play in the first half. Stevens right side. Cliver now finds Woodruff, wants to put it on the floor. Can't find much, but he does find Cliver for an open 3 on the right side. That's no good. Long rebound to Harvey. The Scots had all gone back defensively, so Harvey's all alone. They'll find a cutting Cliver who gets clotheslined on the floor. Not a shooting foul situation. And that's going to get called on Heyman. Substitution for Kalamazoo as Trey Humes will come in. Be Woodruff for Alma off the right side, drives in, lays it off the glass nicely. Kyle Woodruff has all 5 for Alma. It's 5-3. 15:21 to play in the first half. And Kalamazoo set up. Wiley going to try to drive in, double team down along the right baseline, kick out onto the right side. And a 3-pointer good from Humes. And Kalamazoo takes its first lead of the night at 6-5. Loose ball knocked out of bounds by Kalamazoo at the other end. That's Bass Ali who's checked in and knocked that one away. Scots responded with a couple of substitutions of their own as Matt Lark will check in along with Scott Mackey. Mackey had 3 in the win over the weekend against St. Scholastica. Inbounds play comes to Woodruff on the right side, takes 1 dribble, steps inside the 3-point line, fires and comes up short. 6-5 Kalamazoo, under 15 minutes left in the first half. Teams still feeling each other out and trying to find a little bit of rhythm. Jannard Smith also has checked in. We mentioned that Kalamazoo would go deep on the bench, and they have. And this will be Smith working off the dribble against Lark. Overhands a pass into the corner, 3-point line. Humes again, instant dividends. Trey Humes with 6. And he's got Kalamazoo out to a 9-5 lead. And a big collision away from the ball. Woodruff ends up on the floor. And the foul is going to go against Kalamazoo and Ryder, his first. Raining threes here early on for Kalamazoo. Well, it has since Humes came in, that's for sure. A couple of them, both from the right corner. That's been the offensive explosion after the doldrums of the first 3.5 minutes. Woodruff, strong drive, left-hand move comes up just short, and rebounded underneath by Heyman, who wants to run the floor as the big man. Three-point try, Smith from just inside the line, actually no good. Rebounded by Mackey, and now the Scots want to move the other direction, 3-on-3. Hudson to the baseline, kick out Lark. He's open for three, squares, then hits it.
Like that look from Matt Lark.
And the Scots get their first transition bucket in the form of a three-pointer, and that's something that we knew they were looking for. They thought those opportunities would exist. Kalamazoo, as the Scots set up defensively. Humes goes cross-court into the left corner to Marty Ward, who also has checked in. Now out top to Smith, right side Humes. Another three from the same spot, and another similar result. 9 for Trey Humes, and Kalamazoo leads 12-8.
John Flyer.
Smith and his crew have found a recipe here. Lark dribbles through the free throw circle, goes to Mackey, rotates it back up top to Stevens. Signals looking for a screen from Hudson. The Scots have gone small, and it gets a looping play around the right side and gets all the way to the bucket and it up and in. 12-10 now, Kalamazoo. 9 of those belonging to Trey Humes. Ollie from the left side. Palms the ball, holds it above his head, now gets it to Smith. And back to Ollie on the left side again. Interior play. Shoulder, no look pass, and dishes it off to Jannard Smith, who averages just under 10 a game off the bench. He's got his first 2. 14-10 Kalamazoo. Three-point try. Stevens in and out, no good. Humes the rebound, and now Kalamazoo wants to run.
Right now, move it.
Swing it around to the left side, down onto the baseline. Heyman, good extra pass into the lane. Spinning is Ollie, who then goes right with it. Cross court all the way to the left. Really quick ball movement. Humes tries from the other side of the court, and his first miss from long range. And it leads to a Scots rebound. It up court. And Woodruff tied up underneath and fouled. Another non-shooting foul situation. That one will go on Ollie.
Waldorf defense has not been the strong suit of either one of these teams so far this season. And sure enough, here early on in the ball game, the two teams lighting it up.
Kalamazoo allowing just under 81 points per game. Alma giving up 87, so you are right. Not playing a lot of shutdown action, even though this game was scoreless for the first 3.5 minutes. That pace has picked up considerably. 14-10 Kalamazoo with 12 minutes to play in the first half. Woodruff to Lark, and now around to Mackey. Mackey sidearms a pass back to Lark. He'll find Cliver, down with 4 on the shot clock. Long 2-point try, bounces away to the right. Hudson there for the rebound, and he'll kick it out for an open try from Harvey. That's way short, and Ollie gets that rebound. Harvey unable to find the outside range where we know he's so good. Shooting under 40% from 3 this year in a major change of pace for him. Humes misses on a 3-point try off the right wing. And Alma looks to run once again. 14-10 Kalamazoo. Team's opening MIAA play here tonight. Harvey drives off the right wing, gets strong in, but too strong for Harvey. Called for the offensive foul. Shot was no good anyway. But this one will go the other direction. On the second Scots team foul of the first half.
Scots blow out the gate shooting the basketball, just 4-12 thus far from the floor.
And a timeout on the floor. We'll stay put here for a second while we continue to try to play with some of the technical issues and things. 14-10 is Kalamazoo's lead, and obviously, as we said, Trey Humes the one getting it done, opening 3 for 3 from the floor. Now 3 for 5 as he finally cooled off a little bit, but you already can see, Jeff, this depth that Kalamazoo has.
Sure.
They frankly have looked better with the second unit in than they did with the first.
Well, that they have so far, and Humes especially has been fantastic.
Humes is a junior business major out of Portage Northern, a transfer from Kalamazoo Valley Community College. Averaging 8 points per game coming in, but has already eclipsed that.
In a hurry, in a big hurry.
Yeah, didn't need a whole lot of time to do so. Meanwhile, it's been primarily Woodruff doing the job for Alma. Harvey has had some good looks, but just has not been able to come anywhere near getting the distance right.
Right.
You know, Alma shouldn't be in the face of a holiday slump or anything, having two games last weekend. I think just a little shaky out of the blocks, but not a knock the rust off type of deal.
No.
11:35 left in the first half. Kalamazoo up on Alma 14-10. Timeout was an Alma timeout called by Sam Hargraves, who's sporting a new goatee. And the Scots will go back into the zone while they open the game as we come out of the timeout. Wiley, who has returned. He was held scoreless in the other game against Alma last year. 24 on this floor, though. Inside to Ollie, going to take one dribble, turnaround hook shot over the top of Hudson. No good. Rebound goes off a hip. I think that was Mackey who kind of headbutted it over to Hudson. Don't get it to Mackey. And now to Cliver. Cliver, great cut underneath from Mackey. Cliver finds him, but he can't get the basket to fall. Outside through Cliver to Hudson. And back to Cliver. Fresh shot clock. And Alma's going to take its time and reset. Down by 4 here midway through the first half. Mackey windmills a pass over to Lark. Now to Harvey. Harvey will go to Cliver. And now Lark going to try to drive baseline, get underneath. Cannot find anything there. Now back outside to Mackey. One dribble and leaves it for Harvey. Shot clock down to 2. Cliver fires. Gets a piece of the rim and Mackey the rebound. Alma will continue the possession. Over onto the right side. Try for Mackey and that one is good. So third chance points. And Alma gets the triple out of Scott Mackey and gets within 1 at 14-13.
Strong work on that offensive glass by the Scots.
Sam Hargraves will be delighted to get that many chances. Ball inside at the Kalamazoo end to Ollie. Now corner three-point try. Long off the back of the iron from Thomas Cook out of Graham Blank, who's in for his first action. And here comes Cliver for Alma. Lark spinning down the right side of the lane. Tries to use the window from a tough angle. No good. Rebounded by Ollie for Kalamazoo. He'll lob it into the corner. Ward there. Now goes inside to Cook. Right back out to Ward. And around to Bliley. Down onto the baseline. The right side low block. Little spin move. Hudson ties up Ollie and steals the ball right away cleanly. Gets it ahead to Harvey. 1-on-2. Harvey looking for help. They go into the corner to Lark. Right back out top for Cliver. Down the lane. Cliver out of control. Almost made it anyway. But could not get the English off the backboard. Kalamazoo bench wants the team to slow down. Get their composure back. Leading by 1 at 14-13. Inside, Cook has it blocked away, and back comes Mackey for Alma. Hudson now and off to Mackey again, who's trying to dodge Thompson, who's trying to get back to the scorer's table and almost collided with him on the floor. Kind of tight quarters here in the corner as the Alma possession continues. Harvey runs down a loose ball, finds Lark, and now Cliver. Cliver back to Lark, right corner. Harvey dribbles through 3 defenders, draws contact, and he will go to the line for a pair. Shot no good, but tough off the dribble work by Stephen Harvey.
Well, good work there. He's got a pair, looking to put his team in the lead for the first time.
Alma did lead at the very beginning of the game while you were trying to plug cords in and things like that. You were doing other things.
We're going to do some more of that here at our next break.
All right, Harvey good from the line, shooting 73% there on the season, and that ties things up at 14. More substitutions. Ryder back in for Kalamazoo. It'll be Stevens, Hudson, Harvey, Woodruff, and Cliver for Alma, as they will try to retake the lead here with Harvey at the stripe. Harvey, of course, the cousin of Scott Nikodemski, the longtime Scots point guard on that 2016 team that went to the Elite Eight. Nikodemski, the single season assist record for Alma. Harvey makes the second and gives Alma the lead 15-14 as Kalamazoo comes back. Over onto the left side to up. 8:08 to play in the first half. Humes 3 contested this time with a hand in his face, and he gets the roll off the front of the rim and the backboard and make it 14 in the first half for Trey Humes.
Oh, it's on fire. There's no doubt about that.
A tremendous game. Season high on the year for Humes is 21 as Alma nearly turns it over, ball loose and over onto the sideline, and finally Kalamazoo will run down the loose ball with Bliley. Wiley hands it off to Ryder, who swings it into the right side to Vincent. Now they'll go all the way back to the left to Humes. Driving with the left hand. Underneath Thompson, and a foul on Alma, reaching over the top of Thompson. Probably a good foul there, which will go. Otherwise, Thompson was going to have an easy lay-in, but that is 2 on Stephen Harvey. Lark will come back in, as will Hudson. Cliver also gets the rest with 7:31 left in the first half. 19-15. Shooting foul. Only the third Scott's whistle of the half. Wiley tried to dribble through a double team, goes into the corner. Humes no good on a triple. Long rebound comes off to Gamble, and Alma wants to move with it. Pass tipped away out of bounds, but Alma will get this one back. Relatively small crowd here tonight as the Alma students are not back yet. Classes resume on Monday. So mostly just community members. Some sort of team over there in blue athletic suits in the far bleachers. See if we can find out at halftime who that is. Out to enjoy some NCAA basketball. 19-15 Kalamazoo with 7:10 to play in the first half. Stevens, as Alma's possession begins, drives from the top of the key and floats one home in the lane. Ryan Stevens with 4. He had 7 and 5 in the 2 games against Kalamazoo last season. Inside, Vincent spinning down the lane, goes to his left, misses off an awkward angle off the glass, and Woodruff wants to move the other direction. 2 on 3. Kyle Woodruff's going to try to go all the way, gets it blocked by Bliley, but then saves it from going out of bounds. Jay Smith protesting to the officials, not sure what about, and now a lob underneath is tipped and stolen away by Drake Thompson. Kalamazoo back the other direction. Ryder off balance, and he's fouled. And they're going to go offensive on that. Oh, that's a difficult call underneath there, as Ryder tried to slide to his left and gets called for the charge, which is his second.
I think Coach Smith's got a legitimate beef with that one. That was a tough call.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that. 6:30 now left in the first half, 19-17. It's been a tight battle the whole way. Took a little while for the teams to get their offenses rolling, but doing good work at both ends of the floor now. Matt Lark for Alma, now over to the left side. Hudson, and up top to Stevens. He'll drive right side of the lane, scored on that play. This time it's cut off. Kicks it out, Gamble. Line drive 3 is good. And the big man, who has made 3 triples on 3 different occasions this year, has his first long-range connection of the night, and Alma back on top 20-19. Inside to Vincent at the Kalamazoo end. They'll kick it back out. Hughes for a mirror image of the 3s he's made. That one no good, and Gamble another rebound. Kevin Gamble doing some nice work on the glass in the first half. That is his 6th rebound of the half. Gamble to Woodruff. As Alma looks to extend this 1-point lead. Ball punched away by Ryder, and all the way into the backcourt now, scrambling for it. And ball going to be out of bounds. Last touch, no, a foul call. Actually, it's going to go against Woodruff in the scrum. So this will be Kalamazoo ball. And Woodruff a little too big of a piece of Ryder diving after the ball.
Kalamazoo gave a baffled look like it was on one of them, but sure enough, the call goes on Woodruff.
Buzzer sounds about 4 different times. More substitutions. We'll try to figure out who's in.
It's like a parade.
Shekel is in. Ollie is in for Kalamazoo. It'll be Stevens, Lark, Mackey, Gamble, and Hudson for Alma. Shekel to Bliley for the Hornets, who trail by 1. Ollie from the foul line passes it back out to Bliley. That was tipped but got through. Now a deep 3-point try from Ryder, way off to the right, and Heyman will get the rebound. Bliley thought an even deeper 3. Instead into the left corner. Try from Shekel, no good, but nobody there to rebound for Alma. Shekel will try the exact same shot again. If at first you don't succeed, and that one is good. Scots with a timeout. Kalamazoo on top, 22-20. We'll be back. 22-20 Kalamazoo. Alma with the ball coming out of this 30-second timeout. And a great backdoor feed from Stevens to Lark, who got loose underneath. And Matt Lark has 5. And we're all tied up at 22. So Alma with the immediate answer to the Shekel three-pointer coming out of the timeout. And we're squared up once again. Under 5 minutes to play in the first half. Left side three-point try from Ollie, no good. Long, high rebound bounces over to Ryder. Now a reach in on Lark, who immediately knew he had a piece of Ryder's wrist. And still not into the bonus, though, so Alma can afford to give a foul in that type of a situation.
Oh, sure, no doubt.
4:37 left in the first half, tied up at 22.
Looks like it's going to be a nail-biter here tonight.
In the foul circle, Ollie against Gamble, dribbles to his left, swings it back out, and did he travel with it? He did. Pulled up that pivot foot with a pump fake under the basket before the kick out to Ryder. And Alma will get this one back.
I'll have to admit that I didn't hear any of your pregame show, or your Mercantile Bank pregame show, Toph, unfortunately, but I sense you may have spoken of the importance of this MIAA opener, as you really have to defend your home floor. It's a big game for the Scots.
Right, and just things are a little more open with the expansion of the MIAA tournament this year, as Hudson makes his first 2 of the night and puts Alma back on top 24-22. But you're right, with the parity in the league, just no margin for error. You don't want to have to try to pick things up on the road to try to get that berth in the top 6 at the end of the year. Ball underneath, picked back out to Ryder, will drive in and scoop it high off the window. And Ben Ryder with a circus play, his first basket of the night, and we're tied again now at 24. Under 4 minutes to play in the half. Cross-court three-point try. Hudson, can he go back-to-back? Not on this possession, and the ball will just go out of bounds. Kalamazoo's going to let it go.
It's smart the Hornets just let that one go. They'll be able to set up their offense that way.
And they'll have plenty of time as the ball once again rolled all the way over to the emergency exits for the second time tonight. 24 apiece, 3:40 to play in the first half. 14 of the 24 from Kalamazoo belong to Trey Humes. 10 points spread amongst 4 other players. A couple of Scots with 5, that's Lark and Woodruff, to get us where we are right now. 3.5 minutes till halftime. Ball in the free throw circle for Kalamazoo as they bring it up. Ollie has it tipped away, but it comes loose to Bliley. Bliley dribbling low down on the floor, swings it over left side. Humes now onto the baseline. Heyman, jumper from about 14 feet. And Merritt Heyman, who averages 4 a game, has his first bucket of the night, and Kalamazoo back on top.
Scott's just really having a lot of trouble with their defensive rotation here. Having a lot of open looks.
That's what they were most pleased with in the recent games, is the defensive play. Hudson for Alma going to try to take it off the dribble against Shekel. Gets it over to Lark. He's double teamed. Back to Hudson with a nice feed, and the lefty layup is good for Amari Hudson.
It's an awful nice pass by Lark.
Finish from the sophomore Hudson out of Depsa. Highland Park native. Jumper in the free throw circle for Kalamazoo. Contested and bounces away. Saved by Mackey as it was going out of bounds, and Alma's going to look to run. Lark trying to lead the parade underneath Gamble. Double team blocked from behind. What a play by Bliley to block that. It'll be Alma's ball out of bounds, but Bliley at 6'3" comes from behind to block the 6'8" Gamble shot. That's impressive.
On that last defensive possession with the Scots, though, it was a much better job by Gamble to close out on that free throw line jumper. Turned out to be a very difficult shot, and finally a miss from Kalamazoo. Just one chance that time.
Yeah, one and done. Vincent, the sophomore out of Kalamazoo Central, comes back in for the Hornets as Alma inbounds under their basket. Oh, backdoor feed out of the reach of Stevens as Gamble kind of tried to sidearm a bounce pass through traffic and led Stevens too far. It goes out of bounds. And Kalamazoo will have another chance to unknot this 26-26 tie.
Already the 7th turnover for the Scots.
That was Kalamazoo, who had been a bit turnover prone on the year. But so far it's gone the other way tonight. Bliley pointing, trying to get Shekel to drive along the baseline. Instead, Bliley will just pull up from about 18 feet, misses, and a collision on the rebound and a Kalamazoo foul.
That's too much aggression from Shekel that time on the weak side.
That'll be the 6th Kalamazoo foul. Only 2:14 left in the half, so we're not going to see a steady stream to the foul line, but we might get a couple of bonus shots depending upon what happens in these closing minutes. Cliver, who's checked back in, drives to the left baseline, knocks it outside to Stevens, now to Hudson at the right elbow. A couple of dribbles, underneath, scoops it off in Stevens' direction, will have to dribble it back out. Clymer accelerates down the lane, extra pass to Hudson, tied up, cuts down with it, must have lost possession and got it back as he did not travel, but then the layup no good, and a Kalamazoo rebound for Shekel. Shekel trailing the play at the other end with 1:40 to play in the half. Left side, Bliley, jump stop, back out, Shekel for three, and he's got it, his second one of the night. Missed the first, has made the next two. Drew Shekel with 6, Kalamazoo a 3-point advantage. Cliver for Alma, held scoreless so far tonight. Passes it off to his right to Stevens, and now over to Woodruff, who had the early 5. Make that 8 there from Woodruff. Woodruff, a back-falling three-pointer in traffic, and we're tied again. Check the stats for number of ties in this first half. As soon as one team takes the lead, the other has the answer. Over on the left, Humes one dribble back up top to Bliley, going to try to take Cliver off the dribble, gets inside, but some help underneath from Rake, who's checked in. A long rebound knocked out off a Kalamazoo perimeter miss, and now a timeout called by Shekel. Kalamazoo wants to plan something out. We'll take a break. 50 seconds left in the half. We're tied at 29. .29 apiece. Alma College basketball here on 104.9 WQBX. Kalamazoo visiting the Alma Scots. They have the ball out of the timeout. Jeremiah Vincent drives down, gets double teamed, and travels between the pressure of Harvey and Rake. And it's good work by Harvey to get that done with 2 fouls.
Oh, that it is. Could have easily gone on him.
So Alma will have it back, about a 12-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Cliver going to try to go 2 for 1 with a fall away in the lane. No good. Rake gets the rebound, though. Passed into the corner to Harvey and swung back out on one hop to Stevens. Now a 2-second differential, and it looks like Alma will try to slow it down and leave Kalamazoo with just a second or two. Take a shot in the closing seconds, chance for a tip-in, and Stevens just leisurely dribbles it around. Stevens now will drive to his right with 10 seconds, looks down onto the baseline and throws it out of the reach of Harvey, and that's a doomsday situation for Alma, as now they give it back to Kalamazoo with 9 seconds, plenty of time to get it up the court.
Yeah, plenty of time here. If I was Scots, I'd step up and pressure this inbounds a little bit.
Rare misfire from Stevens, who has 5 first-half assists, and Cliver will provide the pressure. Here comes Bliley now with 6. Drives to the left side into the corner, three-point wide open with 2. Long rebound out, grabbed by Rake. Scots won't get a shot off, but they get the defensive stop, and we'll head to halftime all square, 29-29. Alma and Kalamazoo both looking to open MIAA play with a victory. We'll take a break, catch up on some commercial announcements and things, and then come back with second half action from the Art Smith Arena, all even between Alma and Kalamazoo at the break, 29 apiece. Welcome back to the Art Smith Arena and across in the Lincoln Kitchen Cabinets halftime show. It's all tied up at 29, unless you look at some of the statistics printouts circulating around the building. It's a different score, but the correct score is 29-29. And what really was an awfully evenly matched first half. A slow start, took over 3 minutes for the teams to start pouring in any kind of points whatsoever. And these are teams that have both allowed over 80 points per game, but it's been defense that has gotten it done. Alma shoots 11 for 30 in the first half. Kalamazoo shoots 11 for 34, 7 for 21 from three-point range. Alma 5 for 13 from three. So, not a real high shooting number.
No, not at all.
32% from the floor for Kalamazoo, 36% for Alma. And that's been a problem this year for Kalamazoo. If you look at their shooting statistics, overall, not bad, 41% field goal percentage, but they've had some really rough games. They were held under 30% for the full game by Benedictine and by Case Western in back-to-back games. They shot 21% in the first half against the University of Chicago, sent 23% in the first half against Center College. So they've really been prone to these shooting slumps. And we already mentioned that they've shot under 30% from three-point range on the year. So Alma will want to continue to hold Kalamazoo in those sort of shooting doldrums if they can.
Right.
And what they have to do is figure out how to neutralize Trey Humes, who had 14 of the 29 from Kalamazoo. That has been a weakness for Alma on the year. In 8 out of Alma's 11 games, they have allowed a 20-point score, right? While they've only had 4 games themselves where they've put somebody over that 20-point barrier. Now, twice they've gone over 30,
sure.
but if they have been prone to these singular efforts, and it was Humes who really kept Kalamazoo, got them going, and then it's a big key to why they're tied up in this game so far.
You can have a positive and a negative all in one here. Humes has 14. If they can shut him down, they're going to be in good shape. They're tied at 29, and that's with Cliver having 0 points in this game, and that's a good sign for the Scots, frankly, to be anywhere in it with Cliver having no points on the night so far, 0 for 6 from the floor. If they can get him going in the second half, I expect that they'll win the game.
Sure. If folks not familiar, Cole Cliver, the freshman out of Williamston, averaging 14.5 a game, coming in, the leading scorer on this Scots roster, has played really consistently through the whole season. 35 points against Wisconsin Whitewater, coming off 14 in the win against St. Scholastica. I still can't say that. He and Woodruff a transfer, but the two new faces that immediately found themselves in the starting lineup have really been key to the Scots offensive production. They have averaged about 27 points per game combined just between the two of them, but it's really only been Woodruff who's had it going tonight. He leads the Scots with 8. Matt Lark had 5. 4 apiece from Stevens and Amari Hudson, who came in off the bench, 3 each from Mackey, along with Kevin Gamble, and then 2 from Harvey at the free throw line. And then, as Jeff told you, Humes 14, but nobody else really getting things going. Drew Shekel, the number 2 scorer for Kalamazoo, who had a pair of triples. He's got 6. 3 from Jeremiah Vincent, who averages 12 a game. Tanner Bliley, the leading scorer for Kalamazoo, also 0 points. So there's
amazing, isn't it?
Hidden storyline is the leading scorers for both of these teams held scoreless in the first half.
It'll be interesting to see if Humes gets the start here in the second half. Remember, he came off the bench for Kalamazoo.
Correct. Well, and that's not at all uncommon. With Humes coming off the bench, you got Jannard Smith, who's got a season high of 22, who regularly comes off the bench. Bass Ollie coming off the bench. He had 13 against Spring Arbor. So they've got a lot of weapons in spots number 6, 7, 8, and 9 on the roster that they can go to. And Jay Smith showed no fear in doing so throughout that first half and really got a lot of good production out of those guys when they came in.
Oh, it's nice to have a veteran coach like that on your sideline.
Yep. We're tied here. An awfully good game between the women's teams of these two schools down at Kalamazoo. Alma leads Kalamazoo 26-23 at the start of the third quarter. Of course, that's Ryan Clark returning to his alma mater, coaching the Scots, but playing against his former team in the Hornets, where he played men's basketball.
He's doing just a great job this season so far.
Cannot question that in the least. Scots there will look to even their record at 7-7 on the season. This is the start of MIAA play on the men's side, though. And like we said, all tied up. We'll try to get you some out-of-town MIAA scores. And Kalamazoo will start the second half with the ball as we wrap up the Crossing Lincoln halftime show. Drew Shekel over on the right side, out top to Bliley. And it is the starting 5 back out there, so Humes will come off the bench. As Jeff speculated he might, despite the 14-point first half. Left side, Ryder, 3-point try for Kalamazoo, rattles away, and Gamble another rebound, and a tie-up foul going to go against Jeremiah Vincent, who can't believe it. He thought he had a jump ball out of that one.
Had Gamble on the arm. Gamble used his strength to kind of wrestle the ball away, and it kept the hand on the arm there. That's what the call was.
Gamble 7 first half rebounds and now make it 8. Stevens will bring it up for Alma, goes to Lurk, who gets the second half start after 5 points in the first half. It'll be Cliver who comes off the bench as Sam Hargraves goes with the hot hand. 29 apiece and a foul way out away from the basket, and that's going to be Drake Thompson, the freshman, kind of wandering defensively off a switch, got stuck guarding Stevens, and he gets called for his first.
Be consistent.
Woodruff from the top of the key for the Scots. Was just getting underway here in the second half, tied up at 29. Stevens underneath on a little screen and roll, and it's Gamble, the beneficiary, who lays it up and in. His first 2-point basket of the night. Had a 3 in the first half, give him 5, and Alma a 2-point lead.
Gamble just used that size to get himself some room down on the low block.
Shekel in the lane for Kalamazoo, backs in against Gamble, now passes it back out to Ryder, over to Bliley, and back to Shekel from the foul line. Dribbles in, looking for a little hook, and he's just swallowed up by Gamble. It's not there, so he'll go outside again. Bliley finds a little angle down the lane, though, and he's got his first 2 of the night.
Bliley showed good speed down that right wing.
31 apiece here inside Harvey. Little lefty hook shot, and that's good from Harvey. His first field goal.
And Harvey returns the favor from the right wing, coming across the lane with a lefty hook.
33-31 Alma, 18-24 to play in the second half. Ryder to Bliley, left side dribble this time, goes to the right hand to float it up and gets the favorable roll. Bliley back-to-back buckets, and we're tied again at 33.
That time Bliley used a quick first step to get himself some room, and a nice finish.
Stevens, who had 5 assists in the first half, moves it to Woodruff, bounce pass inside to Gamble, and Gamble foul on Thompson, who kind of reached around, and
Thompson drilled it that time, but I think Gamble might have acted a little bit to sell that one too.
Gamble, the reaction like he got hit in the face by a Randy Johnson fastball. Just a second foul on Thompson, but 3 Kalamazoo fouls in the first 2 minutes of the half. Double team to Stevens inside. He gets away from it, and it's Gamble wide open under the basket for an easy.
It's a heck of a job by Ryan Stevens to get that ball back to Gamble. Give him another assist.
You betcha. Chalk that one up. If you weren't with us earlier, Stevens number 7 in the country in assists, and a travel on Vincent at the Kalamazoo end as he takes a pass at the elbow and tries to drive in, but too quick with the feet.
He tried to use a quick first step there and was just a little bit too quick with it.
6 Stevens assists puts him right around his season average already, still with 17 and a half minutes to play in the game. Alma leading 35-33. Stevens takes it off the dribble against Bliley, now scoops it over, open 3-point look. Gamble short on that. Harvey goes up high for the rebound, but Shekel knocks it away from behind, and Thompson then runs it down. Back comes Kalamazoo. Little give and go over to the right side. Shekel back up top. Bliley, left side Ryder. Bliley now off the dribble, looping underneath the basket. A kick out top of the key 3 from Vincent. Good.
Closeout defense was late again from the Scots. Kalamazoo back on top.
Nice little inside-out play. Quick 3-point try from Woodruff, looking for the answer. Will not go. And Vincent, who just made the 3, now gets the rebound. Kalamazoo by 1, 36-35. Ryder up top now into the lane. And a pass to Vincent, who loses the handle on a wild scramble on the floor. And this has got to be jump ball at the end of the scrum, I would assume. Merritt Heyman will check in for Thompson, who provided some good minutes. Thompson, who is the reigning Hornet of the Week, which is an all-sport award given out down at Kalamazoo. Vincent won that earlier in the season as well.
Scots bring Hudson on for Gamble. They get significantly smaller now. Going to have to really work with their box outs on the defensive and offensive glass here.
Well, that kind of opened things up offensively for Alma in the first half when they went to that smaller lineup. Down by 1 are the Scots at 36-35. Harvey handling out on the perimeter. Right side corner to Lark. And now Hudson will just hand to Woodruff. Just to the right of the top of the key. Woodruff off the dribble, reaches in. Oh boy, a big reach from Vincent, but he got his arm on the ball, and as Woodruff tried to fight through it, Woodruff is the last one who touches it, and it goes out of bounds.
Crazy sequence right there.
It's a tough spot because Vincent reaches, but apparently got his hand all over the ball and did not get called for a foul. 16-15 left in the second half. Kalamazoo by 1 at 36-35. Vincent to the foul line to Ollie, who comes in, a little baby hook, no good, and this time it'll be Woodruff to rebound in a left-hand outlet to Stevens, 1-on-3, going to take it himself, and scores in traffic.
Heck of a play by Ryan Stevens there.
Stevens right up over the top with a beaut. Wiley now back at the Kalamazoo end, goes to his left where Ryder wants a three. That one was halfway down, and Kalamazoo knocks the rebound away from itself. Vincent tipped it away from Ollie, and Hudson is the beneficiary for Alma. Hudson now has it stripped away just across half court. Ollie right side, Vincent give and go. Ollie extra pass down low, Ryder to finish, and it's good. Then Ryder puts Kalamazoo back on top, 38-37 with 15:30 to play. Stevens picks up his dribble, bounce pass to Woodruff, who gives it right back. Now Stevens with the left hand. Man-to-man defense from Kalamazoo. And the right side three-point try now from Woodruff off the Stevens feet. Long rebound, but it's run down by Harvey. Harvey going to take it in himself, and a second time of the night, Stephen Harvey called for a charge, and that one negates a basket.
It was a heck of a hustle by Harvey on the rebound. Probably just needed to pull that back out and reset. Very easy call on the charge there. Takes the basket away.
Mackey, the senior out of Holly, and Cliver, the freshman from Williamston, check in with 15:09 left in the second half. 38-37 Kalamazoo.
Scott's need a run from Cliver here where he knocks down 2 or 3 in a row.
We'll see how he responds to not getting the start in the second half. Remember, his career high, season high is 35, so he can fill it up in a hurry. Kalamazoo passing it around the perimeter. Now Wiley steps inside the three-point line and hits about a 16-foot jumper. Wiley with 6 all in the second half, and Kalamazoo leads by 3, 40-37. Stevens out getting hand checked, just fighting all the way to the rack, and he lays it off the glass with the right hand. It's good.
Individual effort there from Ryan Stevens.
8 for Stevens, right around his season average of 8.4. Top of the key, Wiley leaves it out. Ryder thought about it. Ryder had 12 against Alma last year. This will be Humes. His first try of the second half is an air ball with a hand in his face, rebounded by Woodruff. 2-on-4, the Scots come back. What does Stevens want to do? He will wait, gets a screen from Hudson, now into the lane. Again, going to try to take it himself. This time can't get the roll off the left side of the rim, and Heyman gets the rebound for Kalamazoo. Ollie into the corner. Ryder now will dribble it back out. Now over to the right side to Humes, and back to Ryder on the left. Couple of stutter step dribbles from Wiley. Goes to his left, shot clock ticks under 10. And down the right side is Ryder. Tried to go across, I'm not sure who that was intended to, but it gets through to Ryder. His three-point try off the back of the rim, no good. And Ryder steals the rebound away from Hudson, tries to scoop it through the lane, loose ball and a foul underneath. And 2 shots coming at the line for the Hornets.
That's again, though, the Scots just getting locked defensively.
Foul, I believe, is on Cliver.
Yes, it is.
I was a little screened
No,
off
right.
from my view. It is Humes at the line shooting. Humes nearly a 79% foul shooter. First trip to the line tonight, though. Kalamazoo did not shoot a free throw in the first half. Alma was 2 for 2, and Humes misses hard off the back iron. Here comes Jannard Smith, 6'1" sophomore. Smith, as we said, a spark plug off the bench earlier in the season, had 4 straight double-figure games, but more recently 5, 6, 6, and 5 in his last 4. Humes splits the pair, give him 15 now. And Kalamazoo by 2, 41-39. 13:35 to play in this one. Matt Lark back for Alma. Bounce pass out to Stevens. Stevens will try to take it off the dribble. Pass out to Lark, and left side to Mackey. Mackey will scoop it to Cliver, still looking for his first basket of the game. And a handoff to Woodruff. Woodruff bumped hard by Ryder and just stays with the play, gets all the way to the basket and lobs or scoops it in would be more accurate, and Alma's found some success taking it to the basket here in the second half. We're tied at 41. Over under the right corner for Humes, through Smith, who gets it right back now from Ryder. Cross-court pass. Ryder didn't want the three that time. Now to Smith. Humes will trigger over the top of Lark, front of the rim. Rebound taken right out of the fingertips of Mackey and laid in by Heyman for Kalamazoo. Merritt Heyman with 4, and Kalamazoo again back on top, 43-41. Game 4 of this has been close the entire way. Stevens down the lane, spins on his pivot foot. Over onto the left side to Lark. And he'll push it out to Stevens. Stevens will loop it over to Cliver with 6 on the shot clock. Outside, Woodruff, deep three. Go! That's a big one right there, Toph. Late in the shot clock, a long triple from Woodruff. Woodruff with 13 to put Alma back on top at 44-43. I do not remember a lead of more than 3 in this game. There may have been a 4 at some point as Ollie comes down the lane for Kalamazoo off a Heyman feed. He'll be fouled. Good take by Ollie. Kalamazoo doing a good job of using their decided height advantage right now. Alma with a small lineup out there. Stevens, Cliver, Lark, Mackey, and Woodruff. That'll get Ollie to the line. Foul called against Stevens. Ollie at 6'3", a 72% foul shooter.
Scots are going to get the freshman Rake in here for some size.
And the free throw is good from Ollie. That's his first point of the night, coming off 4 in the win back on December 20th, the last time that Kalamazoo played. Rake, the 6'7" freshman who Saginaw Valley wanted for football but decided he'd rather mosey over to Alma from Whitehall High School. Second try from Ollie, and pass Ollie hits the pair and puts Kalamazoo back in the lead now, 45-44. Under 12 minutes to play. Both teams with a hefty complement of timeouts remaining, which we'll probably see later on. Rake will try to back his way in, spins, and now a kick out. Can Woodruff hit another 3? Yes, he can. 16 points for Kyle Woodruff, who had 21 on Saturday, and Alma with a 2-point advantage. Where will Kalamazoo look for a response? Marty Ward has checked in. He starts a rotation over onto the right side into the corner, now all the way back to Ward on the left. Bounce pass, baseline, Shekel. Back to Ward, top of the key, Smith. And now right side, Humes. Left-hand dribble, picking it up is Smith. Humes will trigger a 3 as Mackey comes flying out late into his face. Rake has the rebound stripped away, and what a play by Ollie to strip that out of Rake's hands and knock it off Rake out of bounds.
Scots did a better job of rotating defensively that time.
Kalamazoo's possession will continue with a fresh shot clock, 11-11 to play. Alma by 2, 47-45. Deep inbound to Ryder. Wiley, the leading scorer for the Hornets, remains on the bench. He's got 6 tonight. It's been Trey Humes off the bench with 15, who has been the scoring machine. Humes with it. Baseline passing, an extra look from Shekel, but a miss from Ryder. A beautiful cut down the right side of the lane, and back comes Alma. Woodruff all the way to the baseline, was going to lose timeout. We'll take the break along with the Scots. They lead by 2, 47-45. Little confusion here as Drake Thompson tried to slip in a little too late, so he's stuck at the scorer's table. He'll come in for Kalamazoo at the next whistle. 47-45, Alma. Scott's with the ball off the nice Woodruff timeout as he's about to fall out of bounds. They go inside the Rake, who tries to back it down against Rick, but he backs Shekel right onto the floor and gets called for an offensive foul.
I like the aggression from Rake.
Yeah, I don't think Sam Hargraves will mind that foul. Only the 4th foul of the half for the Scots. 10:43 to play, Alma by 2, 47-45. Alma's women pulling away a little bit late in the 3rd quarter at Kalamazoo, 36-25. Ryan Clark's team on top. Other women's basketball scores, Calvin on top of Adrian, 36-24. Trine all over Hope, 56-35. And St. Mary's and Olivet in a close one midway through the 3rd quarter. St. Mary's 39-33, the lead on the road at the moment in MIAA women's hoops. Kalamazoo with the ball here, men's basketball. Alma against Kalamazoo. Matt Lark called for a foul with a bump out at the top of the key against Jannard Smith. And that now will be foul number 5, and that's when you kind of start to watch that count.
Oh, yeah.
Still
No doubt about that.
To play.
Get yourself in some real trouble. Both teams with 5-team fouls, so.
Kalamazoo, as we said, did not shoot any free throws in the first half. Kalamazoo is 71% foul shooting team, Alma 72%. Teams pretty even statistically in most categories as they come in here, and pretty even on the scoreboard tonight. Kalamazoo with the possession as Ryder drives down, ball kicked away, and will reset the shot clock to 20 with 10:19 to play.
Scott's still in the 2-3 zone, trying to keep it rotating to not give up those open threes.
Into the right corner, Jannard Smith drives in, quickly pulls up to get the shot over the top of Gamble, misses the rebound, knocked off a couple of Scots, comes back to Smith, ball now loose, and Cliver comes out with it. 2-on-3 for Alma. Cliver going to try to do it himself. Back into the night, and it's a circus play by Cole Cliver. What a job there, and Alma leads by 4. I believe this is the biggest Scots lead of the night. Bounce pass tipped inside, but gets through to Thompson, then his shot just grabbed by Gamble. It's going to be a jump ball, hand on hand. Possession arrow will favor Kalamazoo, I think.
Yes, indeed, but heck of a play by Gamble there. First got his hand on the pass to slow the play down a little bit, then got the hand up, grabbed the ball, forced the jump.
Wiley, who's back in, looks to inbound along the baseline for Kalamazoo, gets it right back in the right corner with 9:45. Wiley over to the left side. Humes looked inside for Thompson, couldn't find that. Kalamazoo will keep it on the outside. A left hand dribble inside and clothesline. There is Wiley with no call. Ball comes loose and Lark runs it down for Alma. Woodruff for the Scots into the corner to Lark, who passes it back out to Mackey. Over to Cliver, who just got his first bucket of the night. He'll lead to Lark. Jumper from the foul line. Good for Matt Lark. His first second half basket, and Alma leads by 6.
Scott had the offense in high gear that entire possession with handoffs. Timeout for Kalamazoo.
Jay Smith wants to talk. We'll pause as well. 9:14 to play in the second half. Alma 51-45 over Kalamazoo. 51-45, Alma on top of Kalamazoo here, a little over 9 minutes to play live from the Art Smith Arena. Alma will head on the road coming up this weekend as they take on Calvin at 3 o'clock on Friday. The Alma women will be home against Calvin. Next home game for the Scots next Wednesday night against 7-4 Albion, 7:30 start here at the Art Smith Arena. We'll have that for you live on 104.9 WQBX. Not with me, I'll be out of town, but Jeff will take over the play-by-play, which means Craig will get to plug in all the cords and things. So
that won't be pretty.
That could be very interesting. I would tune in just for the opportunity to hear that. Kalamazoo with it out of the timeout as Jay Smith tried to slow this down. The 6-point lead, Alma's biggest of the night in the lane. Shot blocked away from Vincent, and the loose ball rebounded by Mackey. Jay Smith wanted a foul. Back comes Alma. Clark, who just made a big basket. Between the legs dribble, now drives down the left side, leaves it for Gamble. Shot blocked cleanly by Thompson, out of bounds. Back to Alma, but nice work by Drake Thompson there.
Good closeout by Thompson to block that shot away.
Thompson 7 points and 8 rebounds in the win back on December 20th against Earlham. Scott's inbounded into the corner to Woodruff. He'll dribble to his right. He's going to be fouled on the floor by Ryder. That'll be foul number 6. Or no, sorry, foul number 4 for Kalamazoo. Looked to the wrong side of the board, sorry.
As did I.
But it is the third on Ryder. And Alma continuing to try to get to the basket off the dribble. That has been where the scoring has opened up here in the second half. Oh, gets the contested 3 from Woodruff off the inbound.
Oh, he's talking to him too.
19 for Kyle Woodruff. And Kalamazoo will look for an answer from Humes. No good. Rebound Gamble, who pulls down another, his 9th of the game. Long outlet to Lark. Dribble into the lane. Jump. Look out Woodruff from even deeper. Oh! And a technical foul on Woodruff. And Woodruff can't believe it, but a little too much chatter. Sam Hargraves nods to acknowledge.
That was the right call, absolutely.
The Kalamazoo staff had noticed Woodruff chattering a little bit after the previous make, hollered to the officials, and I think that's all it takes, that the official looking for it, and then Woodruff, of course, he then has to make a 25-footer right when they're looking for him to be a little too excited. So nonetheless, Woodruff with 22 points. And it'll be Ryder at the line who misfires on the first free throw to try to close this gap as Alma is suddenly ahead by 12.
Yeah, it was the right call on the technical, but Woodruff, he deserved to be able to showboat a little bit too, so probably worth it.
6 points from a combined about 48 feet. Ryder hits the second, his 5th point of the night. So 57-46. Sam Hargraves gets the official over for the explanation and seems to be satisfied by it. Woodruff does sit down. Humes to Thompson as Kalamazoo's possession continues after the technical. Free throws out to Ryder. Now Bliley right side, dribbles past Lark, gets underneath Gamble, but Gamble got just enough of the shot, and now Stevens, long rebound.
Stevens getting mugged all the way up the floor here too.
7 assists on the night for Stevens. That was his first rebound. He's a terrific rebounder for a point guard. Lark left side, dribbles in and fouled on the floor. So both teams continuing to accumulate some whistles. That's Humes called for that one off the dribble. 7:50 to play in the game, 57-46. Alma trying to get some space thanks to the back-to-back bombs from Kyle Woodruff. Mackey hounded in the corner, dribbles underneath, gets underneath the basket, kicks it out, and Lark connects from long range instead. What a pass from Mackey on the assist, and Matt Lark now with 10. Inside at the Kalamazoo end, Vincent kicks it back out to Bliley, and Bliley saved by a technical foul called on the Kalamazoo bench on an assistant coach with a look of disbelief.
I didn't catch what he said, but
they very calmly called.
Jay Smith is asking if he was given a warning, and I don't remember a warning.
I think he's asking for there to have been a warning. So it will be a technical foul on the Kalamazoo bench, and now it'll be Cliver heading the other direction. So the technical fouls go both directions. Cliver, an 83% foul shooter. And Elmo, Sam Hargraves wants to get his team over for a little bit of a conference. While Cliver shoots. Cliver no good.
Neither one of these teams' top foul shooters doing much on the foul shot here.
Right. 7:33 to play, 60-46 Alma. After the multiple three-pointers have fallen here. 2 from Woodruff, 1 from Lark. Cliver now makes the second. So give him 3 points. Listening to the Kalamazoo fans that are nearby. What Kalamazoo wanted on the previous possession was a charge against Mackey when he drove underneath the basket before the kick out. That's what they wanted.
What the official said is that the Kalamazoo player was standing out of bounds.
Okay.
Is why it wasn't called a charge.
Gotcha.
Coach Smith does not agree. And I could not see, so I agree with Coach Smith. He's taller than I am.
Everyone's taller than you are, Jeff, but that's okay. Stevens for Alma, now off to Cliver. Sorry, I can't see through traffic. Trying to get a view here. Stevens now over on the left side underneath Gamble. Drives in, lays it in with the finger roll. Kevin Gamble with 9. And Alma now up 63-46. Right side, Humes, couple of dribbles. Now out top to Williams. And he'll drive in. Contact, blocking foul on Gamble. Pardon me, that's Vincent driving in. And a two-shot foul for Jeremiah Vincent as the blocking.
Whether that was a block or a charge, it was going to be a block based on what's transpired recently in this one, I think. Coach Hargrave's not impressed with the call now.
So Vincent to the line. 6 points on the night, both coming from outside and no good from the line. He's struggled at the line this year, only shooting 55.5% coming into tonight. Merritt Heyman in for Drake Thompson. That's been the common rotation in the paint for Jay Smith. Exactly 7 minutes left in this one. Second free throw no good either. Stevens the rebound and the Scots look to run. 3-on-2, Cliver into the lane to Stevens, mishandled it.
Oh, Ryan didn't know it was wide open under there once he gathered it.
He passes it back out to Cliver instead. And Cliver will slow things down. Over through Lark, Alma by 17 at 63-46 in the midst of a lengthy run. Over into the corner, Mackey, three-point try, long on that with 5 on the shot clock, rebounded by Vincent. And he'll push the tempo in the other direction for the Hornets. Bliley through the lane, finds no ability to get towards the basket though. Out to Ryder, to Vincent, and back out top to Ryder. Ollie in the lane, underneath in the layup, good. And a timeout called from the bench. Heyman scores, give him 6 on the night, and Jay Smith now will immediately call timeout with 6:17 to play. Alma by 15, 63-48. Kalamazoo brings out some full court pressure, trailing by 15. The Scots break it with a pass across to Hudson, and he's going to be fouled. Tough call against Ryder there.
I didn't see that one.
No. And that will be foul number 6 on Kalamazoo, but it's the 4th on Ryder. Both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Alma already with 7 fouls here in the second half.
Coming up, man.
And now they, the scoreboard I think is incorrect. It's got Ryder posted with 5 fouls, but my records show 4. I think they'll get that corrected. It appears to be the case as Ryder remains in the game. 6 minutes exactly to play. Alma by 15, 63-48. Driving in, Woodruff blocked out of bounds. Nice job by Ryder to reach across and get that with 4 fouls. It's gutsy with still 6 minutes to play almost. Hudson to inbound off the baseline. Goes to Harvey, he'll dribble to his right. Spins kind of through a screen. Shot clock down to 4. Cliver doesn't see it yet. Now a timeout. No, a foul. That will be 5 on Ryder. Just a little bit of a ride along. Kalamazoo claiming that the contact being initiated by Cliver, but Ryder fouls out.
He ain't doing anything. Here we go.
According to the scoreboard, the 6th foul. But it is 5 on Ryder, who will take a seat. Marty Ward will check in place of Ryder. 5:49 to play. Alma will send Cliver to the line for 1-1. And he'll make the front end. So it's a quiet night by Cliver.
It really is.
He does have 4. And the scoring just has come from elsewhere, with Woodruff being the one who sort of heated up first. Cliver misses the back end, so the lead will be 16, 64-48. 5:45 to play. Jeremiah Vincent for the Hornets. Cross court almost to Jeff, but a great shot by Bliley to keep it from hitting us here at the scorer's table. But you were ready to make the catch. 3-point try, Bliley from the corner. No good. Rebound, Gamble. Outlet looking to Woodruff. 2-on-3. Woodruff, I think, thought about the heat check 3 in transition there, but knows that time better spent just draining some clock. A lob onto the baseline. Gamble, who's got a huge size advantage and easily scores over Bliley.
Gamble has been dominant when he's been in there tonight.
He's got 11 to go with, I believe, at least 9 rebounds. I'll try to check that rebound number as soon as I get a chance. Around the perimeter go the Hornets, now trailing by 18 with 5 minutes to play. A game that was so even most of the way, blown open in the second half by the Scots. Jumper along the baseline, no good from Heyman. Rebound off the backside, and Hudson will walk it up. Hudson to Cliver now. Patience, the name of the game. It is a double-double from Gamble with 11 and 10 rebounds. Harvey for Alma will take his own sweet time. Shot clock still with 10 seconds on it. Hudson wrestles his way away from Bliley, drives to the baseline, just throws the ball back inbounds to allow Harvey to try to run it down, as Hudson had no place else to go, but Harvey can't keep it inbounds. So Alma does turn it over. That's been one weak spot for Alma tonight. That's turnover number 15.
They're going to want to clean that up as they go forward, but I tell you, they've played some pretty good basketball this second half.
Yeah, they definitely have taken their play a level higher, mostly with the perimeter shooting. Left side drive from Jannard Smith, who's checked in. Out to Ward and to Ollie up top. Now Smith cross court to Vincent, who almost dribbles it off his own shoelaces, but gets it back. Inside now, Heyman one-on-one against Gamble. Will have to pass it back out. Vincent for 3, got it. Third three-pointer of the night for Jeremiah Vincent. That's all of his scoring with 9, but Kalamazoo will take another timeout. 66-51 Alma will take another break. Alma by 15 here, pardon me, 66-51 as we come out of the timeout. Alma's women lead by 11 midway through the fourth quarter at Kalamazoo. Well, the Scots looking to put a pair of victories in the books against the Hornets tonight. 4:03 to play. Alma ball at the opposite baseline. Full court pressure from Kalamazoo as Stephen Harvey gets ready to try to pass it in. Struggling to find anybody, goes late to Stevens. And now back to Harvey. Ryan will now pass it up to Lark to get across the pressure. And now to Gamble, but Alma will choose to slow it down. Gamble could have had numbers if he wanted to put it on the floor there, but the Scots would rather bleed clock with this 15-point advantage. And now a reach-in foul on Jeremiah Vincent against a little jab-step dribble from Stevens.
I thought they might get Ryan with that offhand, pushing off a little bit there.
Yeah. So Stevens to the stripe for a 1-and-1. 8 points on the night, all 2-point buckets so far. 8 points, 7 assists. 22 for Woodruff, 11 for Gamble, 10 for Lark. And
Stevens really set the tone early in the second half with a couple of drives to the basket. Then the Scots got fired up on the perimeter.
Yeah, you're right. In the first 5-6 minutes of the second half, it was really the dribble drive action that got Alma going, and then Woodruff the back-to-back long threes. Stevens has the second one spin out on him, so he splits the pair. Back comes Smith, tries to lob it out to Ollie, throws it right over his head, and Ollie cannot save it inbounds. And an unforced error that time from Kalamazoo. Alma will get it back already with a 16-point lead, under 4 minutes to play. Stevens just in the low top sneakers out there. Passes it off onto the right side, now gets it back on the right baseline from Harvey. Drives in, elevates, shoots from the lane off the front of the rim. No good. Heyman the rebound for Kalamazoo. If the Hornets want to make a final charge, it needs to happen soon, down by 16. Jeremiah Vincent up top. As it goes right side to Jannard Smith, back to Vincent. Head fakes the three, now drives left, elevates, shot, count that one and the foul. And Jannard Smith Jeremiah Vincent, it wasn't Smith, that was Vincent, into double figures now with 11. Gamble called for the foul. It's the third on Gamble. Vincent, who missed on his 2 trips to the line earlier in the half. Makes on the first. Art Caldwell into the game for his first appearance of the night for Kalamazoo. Caldwell, a 6'8" freshman out of.
You got to assume that these substitutions are defensive to give fouls.
So with the 3-point play, good from Vincent. It's 67-54, and Alma will throw over the top with the pressure once again, get it to Gamble. He waits for the double team to come, and now steps out of it, tries to go underneath, and a great job by Ollie to anticipate the toss under the basket and take it away. Back comes Kalamazoo. Over cross court to Ward. Now to Smith, back to Ward in the left side. Bliley, he'll drive in, draw a double team, and just has the ball taken away, ripped right out of his hands by Gamble. Strong. Bliley now tries to give a foul on Stevens and doesn't get the call. 2:37 to play. Alma by 13. 67-54. Now Kalamazoo will try to D up for the remainder of the possession with 15 on the shot clock. Gamble up top. Couple of dribbles. Hands to Woodruff. Still bodied aggressively, but not fouled. Inside Lark, outside Woodruff. Tried to feed it back through traffic, and it's stolen by Ward. Tight window that time, and Woodruff couldn't get it through.
Wood had to go through 3 Kalamazoo defenders.
Wiley inside, goes outside to Ward. Quick trigger on a 3, and he's got it. And a timeout attempted, and it is called before the inbounds play. So Kalamazoo gets it back to 10. We'll take another break, come back, 67-57, still 2:07 to play. 67-57, Alma. Kalamazoo with a little run here to cut a 16-point lead down to 10. Still 2 minutes and a little, like 2:06, I think the scoreboard shows timeout time, so I don't know the exact number of seconds. But over 2 minutes of time. So Kalamazoo, with a couple of quick stops, or if they could force a turnover or two, they have one more 1-and-1 foul to give. And I'd be curious to see how long they choose to defend, probably through this possession at least. But then after that, I would assume if you're Kalamazoo, you start fouling to extend the game. Caldwell will remain in, having just checked in for his first action. So it'll be Caldwell along with Ollie, Ward, Bliley, and Smith for Kalamazoo. Stevens, Lark, Cliver, along with Woodruff and Harvey for the Scots. The Scots go small. They try to break the pressure, and they've got Harvey cherry picking, and Stevens finds him for another assist. Harvey pushes the lead back to 12. Scots pass up on bleeding time in favor of too easy.
Always take the points.
Of course. Wiley at the Kalamazoo end. Inside to Ollie, turns, fires. Pop shot kind of over his back shoulder and good. And Ollie, with his third and fourth points, cuts it back to 10. Timeout Kalamazoo. Let's stay put this time. 69-59 with 1:44 remaining. That Kalamazoo out of timeouts. Alma has 3 left should they need them.
Kalamazoo's done a good job in the late game situation of at least trying to stay in it and extend the game as far as they can. There was a nice bucket that last time. Stevens finding Harvey wide open underneath, though.
What's interesting is, although Alma has 17 turnovers, which will not please Sam Hargraves, I don't feel like it has really been the full court pressure that has forced those for Kalamazoo. It's more than half court passes, sometimes trying to feed it into spaces that weren't there in the lane and so on. I felt it seems like Alma's done awfully well against the full court pressure from Kalamazoo, and obviously they're going to have a couple more opportunities that they're going to have to lean on folks like Ryan Stevens to do just that.
No, I agree, and Stevens has been great in this one. He's got the 8 assists and just kind of lean on his ball handling. Lark has had a very good game as well, I feel, and he's handled the ball up top very well.
Lark with 10 on 4 of 5 shooting. Woodruff leads the way for both teams with 22. He's 8 of 13 from the floor, but 6 of 8 from three-point range. There's your real stat.
Yeah.
Woodruff, who is a 35% three-point shooter on the season, pouring them in tonight. Alma will have to go the length of the floor. Harvey again is going to cheat down in the front court. If Alma can break the pressure, they'll try to look his way once again. Stevens will handle the inbounds. Running the baseline, looking, not finding much. It gets it to Woodruff and right back to Stevens. They'll let him try to handle it against Ollie. And Stevens gets it across half court with ease. 1:36 and counting, Alma by 10. Stevens with it for the Scots. Drives in, backs it all the way out near half court. Trying to run as much time as possible. They force him to go to his left. He gets it to Lark, now pushes it right back to Stevens again, and now a reach-in foul, and that's not what Kalamazoo wanted. And they're going to get the foul. They wanted it 20 seconds earlier, but it's a reach-in on Ollie. Interesting to hear the Kalamazoo bench wanting to force Stevens to go to his left.
Well, he obliged him twice and then got it back out, top of the key.
Alma substitutes a little more size. Gamble will come in for potential rebounding. Woodruff goes out as Stevens heads to the line for the final Alma 1-and-1 of the night. Scots by 10, 1:22 to play. Stevens wastes no time and makes the free throw.
A big front end there for Stevens.
2 of 3 now from the line tonight. 73% on the year, right around what the Scots shoot as a team. And the second one, no good. And Ollie gets up high for the rebound. Ollie, an excellent rebounder, 6 a game, and comes up with a crucial one right there. Quick three-point trigger from Wiley. That one's short, and Lark gets the board for Alma. And now Alma, it goes off the shoe of Stevens is loose. What a job by Ryan to get that one back. And Alma will get it across half court to Gamble. Robert underneath, and Harvey will lay it in on the sort of inadvertent alley-oop. Beautiful play off the miscommunication. Well, not really miscommunication, but the mishap for Stevens. Everything else goes right for Alma. Back comes Kalamazoo, now down 13, under a minute to play. Three-point try, Heyman in and out, and Gamble. The volleyball spikes it out of bounds. Oh, I thought Gamble off that one. Apparently knocked it off a Hornet, and this will be Alma ball with 48 seconds remaining. What a job by Harvey to make that catch and lay it in while still in the air. The pass from Gamble was excellent. Woodruff returns. And Kalamazoo will have to really crank it up with one last gasp here, under a minute, down by 13. Stevens again looking for help. Goes to Cliver. And Cliver will bring it up. So far, no foul. Cliver stops right at half court. Goes right side Woodruff, now through traffic to Stevens. Is Kalamazoo not going to foul here? Interesting.
Oh, down by 13.
It's like maybe they'll just let this one play out. Clock down to 30 seconds. And Alma with the 13-point lead. Stevens drives to his right, comes underneath, and just lefty scoops it. What a play with his back to the basket around Heyman. And Stevens is going to now hit 12 points on the night. 20 seconds left. Kalamazoo will at least use the time as efficiently as possible. Wiley adds points 7 and 8 of the second half. Make it 74-61. And now Alma into the front court, and they can just dribble this one out if they want. And it looks like that will probably be the game plan as Cliver heads to his right. So the Scots will get a win to open MIAA play. It's 2 victories in a row. 2-10 now on the year for the Scots, but winning it when it counts as conference play begins. 74-61 the final. We'll take a break, come back with a post-game show right after this.